Homeplate is here with Eileen McClure of Eileen's Edibles. It's been about a year since you've been in business.
Yes, it is.
And we are so thrilled that we finally got you.
Thank you.
And she is going to bake with us. I first caught up with her up at the Fabulous Food Show in Cleveland. What was that, late summer? And I have been on a mission to have you on Homeplate ever
I have
since.
just been bad. I know it. But we're finally together and we get to bake.
I know, and we're going to make some of your delicious cookies.
Yes.
Now, how does a nice Irish girl like you get into the cookie business?
Well, you know that name Eileen McClure, often people will just assume, but I really am full-blooded Italian, okay? And my family, food was our union. That's where you came to the table, you talked about your day, and food was where it was all at. And I come from wonderful, wonderful chefs, okay? My family was part of the Strip area when the Strip area was known really for cities away. And there was the Astoria, the 422, and the Flamingo.
Yes.
And they were brothers, and they were all related, and my family was the 422. Today we're going to be making our basic sugar cookies, and this is a vanilla base because you could add any flavor of icing that you would like to the cookie. We have unsalted butter, which is 2 sticks or 1 cup. You have 3/4 cup of sugar. You have 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a 1.5 teaspoons of good vanilla, 1 egg, and 3 cups of flour. This is unsalted butter and it should be at room temperature. That way it mixes well and all the ingredients go together. So once you have that in, you're going to mix it fairly well with your sugar. So now we're going to be adding our sugar with the butter, and then we're just going to beat this for a while until it all comes together and the sugar, if you don't, the sugar can feel a little crystallized when you're eating the cookie, and you don't want that. Now that we have the butter and the sugar mixed together, then you mix your wet ingredients. And one of the things I love to add is cream. There are 2 tablespoons of cream. This is normally not in a recipe, but I find it brings out a lot of depth of flavor. And remember, cream is fat along with the butter, so the more fat you have in a recipe, the more delicious of a flavor it will be. So we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of cream.
So heavy whipping cream, what made you decide that that would be a good ingredient? Because that is different for a cookie.
You know, I found that it just gives it a more depth of flavor, and I fooled around with milk, because as you look at all of the recipes out there, you will see where they all have different ingredients. But the cream to me gave it a really nice texture, and the taste was wonderful. I always crack my eggs in a bowl just to make sure I don't get any shells in it, and then I add that. And then this is going to mix again. So I'm going to put that on and just let that mix through.
Eileen only uses high quality ingredients. She prefers Madagascar vanilla. Make sure to use fresh baking powder and flour.
It's no longer on the bottom of the bowl, and then you know now that it is totally mixed together. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off. One of the things I found very helpful as I've been trying to make sugar cookies for a very long time, this is called a no-mess dough disc. And you can use it for making noodles, you could use it for making all different kinds of cookies, pie dough, and it comes with this cloth cover.
Looks like a big hairnet.
It does, doesn't it? And you just put that on and you flour this. So you take your extra flour and you put this on, and you take your dough, and I usually just use my dough in sections. This is beautiful actually, and I just kind of go over it a little bit just to make sure it's okay. Then I put it on here. You always kind of dust your rolling pin so that it has some flour on it, and then you roll this out and you just keep turning it.
And then the cloth helps because it helps to not slide.
Nothing sticks to this cloth. I'm not sure how it works. I got it on the internet and I just thought I'm going to try it. And basically I use it for when I make chicken dumplings, because the dumplings are fairly thin, and I use them for the sugar cookies. Now, if you fill this, Casey, you will see that it's kind of even all the way around, and it's about 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to show you what you're going to do. You're going to push it down.
All right.
Now, before you lift up, let go. You're going to pinch it so that it comes out with you.
Okay. Look at that.
And then take it right over. All right, do another one.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That is so cool.
And then pinch it.
I'm learning all these good little tricks. I'm going to be a good baker by the time I leave here, Eileen.
See?
Beautiful. Bake the cookies at 400 degrees for 6 to 8 minutes until the edges are golden brown. Immediately transfer the cookies to a cooling rack to stop the baking. Let the cookies cool completely before frosting. Royal icing is a classic frosting made with egg whites, powdered sugar, and vanilla. Add coloring depending on your theme.
And we're going to take a heart.
Okay.
Because this has nothing on it. This is just the plain heart without the finish.
All right.
And I'm going to put red on half.
I mean, it really spreads nicely.
Yes. And when it sets, because of the consistency, it will level itself out. And on the other half, white. So I'm going to go on this side to this side. And I should clean this up. And this side to this side. And then you have your blending of colors. This will fill in. And if you want to put a little...
It looks like a flaming heart. I mean, it's really beautiful.
And then you can even add a little heart on that side.
Cookies are Eileen's canvas. She demonstrated her Monet technique. Then it was my turn. All right, I'm not going to copy you. I'm going to try to put my own artistic signature on this.
Your own flair.
Yes.
And sometimes I'll just put them, just one flower on one side. Sometimes I'll do just the outside edges and something low in the middle. So you can do all kinds of stuff.
Wow,
Very pretty.
What do you think? Isn't that nice? I don't think Monet has any. This is going to be at the Butler. Please look for the Casey Malone cookie display. By day, Eileen, you're a
school psychologist.
And by night, she is Eileen's Edibles. Look at these gorgeous sugar cookies we just made today. And this is just a small sampling of the thousands of designs she can make. And you also are not limited to sugar cookies.
No, I always say if there's a cookie out there, I can make it.
I first met Eileen and had her Italian wedding cookies. Outstanding. I had the lemon, but you have other flavors too.
Yes, and butternut seems to be my top seller.
So you've got to try them. I mean, really, for the holidays, for shower favors, party favors, I mean, whatever the occasion, who couldn't use some beautiful, artistic, delicious cookies? Just call Eileen and you'd like, what, about 2 weeks notice?
Yes.
You can see there's a lot of work that goes into these. But Eileen, this has been a wonderful, wonderful segment.
I had a good time too. So
I really appreciate you having me to your kitchen. Oh,
thanks very much.
Delicious. Thank you so much.